So now might be a great time to pretend to just ignore what's been going on currently. Or not, maybe not. So, whatever they tried to process Sunday night before they cut the electricity on Monday was connected to this situation, something having to do with Justice Kavanaugh. Perhaps the Supreme Court had a new opinion. I don't know. But immediately, the first thing I found was a CRS report about his case law that was issued in July of 2018, around the time they would have been compiling things connected to his confirmation. And there was one case that pinged me, like it really wanted me to pay attention, and that's not the case that I ended up going to. The first case that I went to was, without really knowing it, actually, this was the second case. The first case I found was Ind Boxcore Corp versus Railroad Retirement Board from 2013. Under the Railroad Retirement Act and the Railroad Unemployment Insurance Act, an employer that is not itself a railroad must be under common control with a railroad. You don't think that would have anything to do with an interlocking directorate, do you? Because I heard you guys talking about that in November. What's it say? In determining that two companies in a parent subsidiary relationship were in common control, the Railroad Retirement Board deviated from its precedents without a reasonable justification, in violation of the APA. Really? Boxcars? You mean like container trucks? You mean like what they transported all of those people during the Holocaust on? Okay, that's too much. You mean like boxcars, like container trucks, like the new European standards around shipping container trucks, wherein exactly 103 by 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot boxes will fit if they're stacked appropriately, which had just gone into international commission shortly before the city of Houston implemented that change in policy concerning the homeless and how they had to keep everything in a 3 by 3 by 3 box. Get this? Get this? On May 12th of 2017, which was 97, 2007, 2017, 30 fucking years after the Department of Justice had that case concerning Dow Chemicals and Dead Sea Bromine. Oh, yeah. Hey, does anybody remember that report I tried to send to the Israeli Securities Commission about how somebody was pinging that fucking case when they were setting up securities fraud in Texas connected to the retirement system? I mean, that just might be me. I know. That had already been promised to the replacement for the Pullman workers in Chicago before I even got my ass to Texas. So why fucking bother, right? Except that wasn't actually the case. That I ended up spotting without even fucking knowing. No, the one I went to was Angellino versus Royal Family Al-Saud. Breach of contract complaint against Saudi royal family for non-payment for items shipped to Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and members of the royal family did not warrant dismissal for failure to prosecute based on lack of service of process. You mean service of process like somebody pings you overnight to launder money in connection with an international meeting of heads of state because they want you to pay a local kickback to some dirty fucking cops that have been setting shit up at that fucking level and just cutting your ass off so everybody gets plausible deniability that they were never served notice? No. Wait a second. Do you mean like when I was doing my lab for my NDT class, and they said that it was Saudi fucking Arabia, but it wasn't Saudi Arabia. It was the Department of Public Safety in fucking Texas, right? You don't think you were pinging off a case like this after you had already set up a bunch of deals in connection with anticipation of what might be happening the following fucking summer after you cart my ass to Dallas just in fucking time to make your deal? No, that's a little too far. Okay. Well, what you wanted me to see was this one, Miller versus Clinton. The State Department Basic Authorities Act did not abrogate the Age Discrimination in Employment Act's prohibition against personnel actions that discriminate on the basis of age. Now, the thing is, this guy, the guy you were trying to run this shit through, who I'm supposed to believe has specially selected me to play his wife's positioning for the fucking evening because somebody needed to get paid, and apparently him and his wife are more than happy to pay whenever they get that call in the middle of the fucking night. Why the fuck he's using me as his fucking wife, I don't fucking know. Is it because he's in the minority? Did you guys need to fill a fucking minority quota based on some fucking Celtic shit? Did I have the wrong fucking treaty? Anyway, see, this is the one you wanted me to fucking post because what happened today? Some Olympian got busted for what? Meth, right? So do you have a U.S. versus Miller as a flip on Miller versus Clinton with Miller getting busted for being a part of a criminal drug enterprise connected to fucking meth? Man, you must have been really pissed when I found page 116 yesterday. Mescaline and its derivatives. Phenylethylamines. Forming a group of adrenaline, norepinephrine, acting compounds, mescaline can be derived from the peyote cactus, Lephora williamsi, found in the southwestern United States and northern Mexico. The buttons of the cactus plant are made into a tea or ingested to produce hallucinatory episodes. By mimicking adrenaline and overstimulating the central nervous system, mescaline and related compounds produce hallucinations that are roughly similar from one individual to the next. Brilliantly colored lights and geometric shapes, but not the derangement and delirium associated with BZ intoxication. Close relatives include amphetamine analogs, speed, such as MMDA or ecstasy, a drug that has found use and abuse among recreational users within the last decade. Trimexaphenylamine propane, TMA, is another compound that has similar properties to mescaline, producing hallucinations in smaller doses and psychoses that last about 6 hours. You know what 6 hours is? About the term of a shift, isn't it? Yeah, we work 6-hour shifts, don't we? Both TMA and MMDA are synthetically produced. Despite its potency as a psychoactive compound, mescaline has similar attributes to LSD with regard to its physical and chemical properties, therefore making it difficult to weaponize. Difficult, but not impossible, huh? Furthermore, mescaline is generally more toxic and would be difficult to employ without resulting in many deaths, defeating its original purpose as an incapacitating agent. Well, no. Incapacitating has certain utility. What if you need mass fucking casualties in order to follow through on the acts of extortion you've been incrementally increasing over the course of several fucking years? $7.2 billion fucking dollars is a lot of fucking money to get a cut of. You'd have to have a lot of fucking leverage to make sure all the fucking dirty deals that got set up on the way got fucking coverage, man. Wouldn't you? Like selectively targeting a specific aspect of the grid to be out just long enough to fucking post the shit on that fucking bitch and keep her quiet long enough to make sure that nobody actually gets the word. But did anybody get that fucking service of notice before fucking sunrise on Monday fucking morning? I hope it wasn't anybody connected to the Saudi royal family, because that would be a little fucking too literal, especially because this is concerning a pro se plaintiff. Like literally a fucking pro se fucking plaintiff. Yeah. Okay, so did we hit our chemical and biological warfare options when it comes to trying to fucking set up proxies at a goddamn fucking food store as part of some bullshit food war shit that a bunch of goddamn fucking biological weapons makers in the gas and oil industry are trying to fucking traffic through ladies? For fucking real. Do you consider a justice of the Supreme Court one of your fucking ladies? Let me ask you, does a justice of the fucking Supreme Court let you consider them one of their fucking ladies?